All right, time to welcome you into another edition of the Ryan and Goodman podcast. I'm Jeff Goodman. He is Bob Ryan. And listen, we got a lot to talk about with your boy Kyrie Irving. He is back, Bob. Are you excited?
Well, I'm excited to see how this thing's going to work out, and he is an exciting player to watch. If you could divorce, it's hard with him, though. He's become one of those personalities in sport that you just can't look at as an athlete that you're looking at in the game. He carries all this, dare we say, baggage, this extra stuff. It's almost like a fictional character or a movie role that that is attached to him now. He's set himself apart from the norm, and it's just hard to look at him in the normal way. I mean, there's so much to pull out of that game, last night. I would even start with the idea that he played a career-high 48 minutes coming off the second game.
Yeah, what's Steve Nash doing there? What's Steve Nash? Why are you playing him so many minutes in his first game back? I guess listen, I'm sure he was staying in shape at least to some degree.
That amazes me. The minutes, of course, it was a double overtime game. Somebody's got to play the minutes. But the fact is he played 48, and it was a career high, as it turns out. Durant played 50. Harden played 51. That's what happens when you go double overtime. But the fact that he played 48 is significant. Let's just talk about him before. His press conference the day before was classically Kyrie, and that it had you scratching your head at times. You're wondering, and I'll tell you one thing. You talked about I needed a pause. All right, fine. He brought me up a little short, and he alluded to mental health.
Yep.
Anytime you get involved in that, I get a little. All right, I don't want to be disrespectful.
Of course.
Now you know what I've been saying about him. The three things I've been saying: A, he's not as smart as he thinks he is. B, every time he's not. This won't be his last stop. And when he leaves, they'll say, boy, we couldn't figure that guy out. And number three, and this is where, I may be overreaching my bounds since I'm not a licensed psychologist, that I think he's searching for something in life and doesn't know what it is. Now, I can be right about that. And yet when he alludes to mental health, we've had prominent players make public references, Kevin Love,
sure.
DeMar DeRozan, etc. And you should respect it. And I said, all right, if this is really what he's alluding to as part of what his situation is, I want to have respect for it, and and cut him some slack, if you will.
The problem with Kyrie, honestly, the problem I have with Kyrie is through so many interactions that I've seen, not just with myself, but with other media members, the condescending part is the part that really bothers me, Bob. When you don't have to be condescending, and he's done it over and over. So he's dug himself this hole where, again, if it is mental health, hey, all the best to Kyrie Irving. I hope you're healthy. I hope your family's healthy, all of that. But just treat people with more respect. And if you do that, like people act like we're piling on Kyrie for no reason here.
Oh.
And people say it all the time about us, like you're biased. I'm not biased against anybody. I form an opinion based on the information and the interactions that we have with people, right? Like I've had enough of those with Kyrie to form an opinion of him that honestly, on many days, I'm not a fan of his. On many days I am, and I think that's part of the problem with Kyrie, and I've said this over and over. The one word that came up over and over and over, talking to teammates and coaches, is moody with Kyrie. And nobody ever knew what they were going to get from him. And I think even Kevin Durant's starting to see that now. The biggest thing I had with this whole Nets deal was just communicate. Because, like, Steve Nash had no idea.
Now, so that's just completely irresponsible and disrespectful.
You're not 17.
There is no defense for that aspect.
Right.
He makes it hard. See, he makes it hard. Then he turns around and we find out we knew he was charitable, but if all the list of stuff that we're being told that he has done is all true, hallelujah, my hat's off to you. It's not just buying a house for George Floyd. He's got about 5-6 other great things he's apparently done.
And WNBA contracts, and I mean, give him credit. Give Kyrie credit for that. He deserves it.
But then he turns around and does stuff that makes it hard,